Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and I'm so excited to be making this video because two of my favorite things are coming together, Overwatch and the Nintendo Switch. If you guys don't know, Nintendo has really been my favorite video game company for the longest time. I got the GameCube when I was a wee little lad with some of my favorite video games, Mario Kart, Pikmin, even Lego Star Wars, and then I got the Wii, the Wii U, and now the Nintendo Switch. So of course, when I heard that Overwatch was coming onto the Nintendo Switch, I think I got excited. I pre-ordered it, played it on day one. In fact, I even streamed it on Twitch yesterday for some of you guys. And because of that, because so many people knew I loved Overwatch and loved the Nintendo Switch, they were asking me about how the experience was on the Switch. How is it in portable mode? How are the graphics? Should I get Overwatch on the Switch? And that's what this video is supposed to help you do, is not to sell you on getting Overwatch on the Switch or even to buy the Switch in itself, because Nintendo and Blizzard definitely don't love me enough to pay me to try to sell you these products. But it's to help you think for yourself and decide if Overwatch is right for you on the Nintendo Switch, because when you get deep into the numbers, it's looking to be about a $400 investment. You're paying a little over $40 for Overwatch alone, plus you have to pay over $300 for the Nintendo Switch if you're including taxes. If you're anywhere else in the world, I don't know how taxes work for you, but then you also have to pay $20 for Nintendo Switch Online. So it's a lot of money. Is it worth it or is it not? Well, that's what this video is going to help you decide. Look at the differences between Overwatch on the Switch versus on console and PC, what you should look for, what are good things and what are bad things. So finally getting into the meat and potatoes of this review, the way that I want to start off was talking about the key differences between Overwatch on the Switch versus Overwatch on console and PC. Now these are key differences that could possibly make or break your decision on buying Overwatch on the Switch, because why would you get Overwatch on the Switch versus other platforms? Well, it could be because you like the first option, which is the fact that you now have gyro aiming, aka tilt controls, aka the only way that god tier players play Overwatch, which is why I don't play tilt controls. This is actually awful. I do not like this. So then why on earth would Nintendo and Blizzard add tilt controls in Overwatch if that is not the preferred way that you should play? For the immersion factor. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of fun. And what? Fun? In Overwatch? Psh. Nah, this should be taken serious. Oh boy, you're gonna be let down hard if you think that this is gonna be a serious platform for you to play Overwatch. The fact that you can move around with any hero by moving your actual head in real life to aim is something different. It's a different experience than what you're used to in Overwatch, whether it is on PC or console, and something that neither of those two platforms have. Is it a total gimmick just to sell you Overwatch on the Switch? Yeah, totally, but Nintendo has been built on gimmicks ever since the NES with the D-pad, or the Nintendo 64 with the joystick, or heck, even with the Wii with the pointer and Wii remote. Everything that Nintendo does usually has some form of gimmick that innovates the video game industry. And while this is something that's definitely not gonna change the FPS genre, it's not like in 5 years gonna be seeing a bunch of Overwatch League pros aiming with Widowmaker and McCree with their Nintendo Switch controllers, it's still something that can bring you joy and fun for at least 5 minutes, which I think some of you guys really need. Either aiming with your Switch or even aiming with a Pro controller is a totally different way to play Overwatch, especially on a platform that really shouldn't be taken serious. This inferior way to aim in Overwatch is so bad that it's kind of fun. It makes you experience Overwatch for the very first time in a way. But if you're not being sold on bad gimmicks, what about a good gimmick that actually has some utility? There's actually a use for this second difference, because the other reason why you would get Overwatch on the Switch is the portability factor. While I harp for 2 straight minutes about gyro aiming, I'm gonna be honest, nobody's really gonna care about that 2 months down the road. What people care about is where they can play Overwatch. Whether it's at Starbucks, whether it's at the airport, whether it's on the toilet or in bed alone. They want to be able to destroy McCrees and Zenyatta's with their Mei. This is the thing that you get Overwatch on the Switch for, because you can't do this with really any FPS game. Really think about the Switch as a Game Boy, because the fact that you're able to play video games on the go hasn't been a really innovative thing for the longest time, because we've been able to do this since the 80s. But the fact that we can get AAA titles like Overwatch, like Doom, like LA Noire, and be able to play it anywhere in the world, it's kind kind of an amazing feat. But do not forget that this is a total gimmick, but gimmicks aren't always bad because this is a gimmick that helps solve a problem. I don't want to lug around a gaming laptop that's double or maybe even triple the weight of the Nintendo Switch, plug in a mouse and a mouse pad just to play Overwatch at Starbucks. It's kind of a hassle at that point. Whereas with a Nintendo Switch, something that is the size of a mini iPad or a gigantic iPhone is so much more convenient. Whether I'm traveling to BlizzCon or traveling to my girlfriend's yeah, that's funny. I'm gonna be able to play Overwatch as long as they have an internet connection, and that fact alone sold me on getting Overwatch on the Switch. If I wasn't able to do that, I probably wouldn't because, well, why not just play Overwatch on my Xbox where it's the same console experience? But while those are two great things about Overwatch on the Switch, there's also a few things that you need to consider that aren't necessarily bad, but just facts. I mean, you have to realize that while you're able to play Overwatch wherever you go, you're also playing on very limited hardware. Like, this is a Game Boy. Really remember, you're playing Overwatch on a Game Boy. You're not playing on a $1,000 PC with a 1080 Ti, or heck, you're not even playing on an Xbox One X. You're playing on the Nintendo Switch, something that is built for Mario Kart, something that is built for Link's Awakening. Remember what you're playing Overwatch on. So realizing that, the first quote-unquote bad thing about playing Overwatch on the Switch is that the graphics are not at all comparable to Overwatch on PC or even the console versions of Overwatch because the graphics are going to be upscaled. If you guys don't know, the Nintendo Switch, every single time that's in docked mode, it usually is at 900p, but most TVs or monitors are at 1080p, which means that they're going to be upscaled, which means that it's going to be a little bit more pixelated because it's stretching out the image. Does that make or break the Overwatch experience? In some cases, it actually can. If you're playing heroes like Widowmaker, McCree, or Soldier 76, heroes that play at a longer distance, it's going to be a little bit harder to hit your shots because you have a lot less pixels to use as reference of what you're trying to hit. And in a game that's all about inches, that's very fast paced, that's going to be a hindrance to you, especially if you play Overwatch on these other platforms. You're not used to having the 900p experience. You're used to 1080p or heck even a 4K experience at 60 FPS. Oh man, don't even get me started about the FPS. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm pretty sure Overwatch on the Switch while in docked mode is like at 25 frames per second. It's not buttery smooth, but I'm playing Overwatch on a Game Boy in a sense. But you also have the option to play Overwatch on handheld mode, which is capped at 720p, which I think is at 45 to 60 frames per second. It's better because the resolution is downscaled, but the resolution is downscaled. It's even harder to hit your shots because you're playing on the size of an iPhone X Pro, dog. But again, you're playing Overwatch on the Switch, something that is built for portability, not for pro ability. You play Overwatch to go pro on PC, not the Nintendo Switch is what I'm trying to say. But another red flag that you want to look out for is gonna be the internet connection. Now, luckily, Overwatch on the Switch is ran through Blizzard servers rather than Nintendo servers, which if you guys know anything about Nintendo servers, they're not good. They just do not know how to do online gameplay. So because of that, the online experience is going to be a little bit better, but it will not be perfect compared to playing on PC or on console, or heck, even playing on the Switch with an Ethernet connection with the greatest internet of all time, which is how I play Overwatch. I'm playing with an Ethernet connection, I have God tier internet, and I still even have a laggy experience. So even by me setting myself up for success, if I were to play on handheld mode over Wi-Fi at say Starbucks, yeah, it's not gonna be the greatest Overwatch experience, but you're still able to play Overwatch on the go, which if that outweighs the fact that you're not gonna have a buttery smooth experience playing on a 1080p monitor, then yeah, it will probably be worth it. But you're not gonna have a perfect connection every single game. So I listed 2 good things and 2 bad things about playing Overwatch on the Switch. And the way that I'm gonna conclude this video is by grouping you in one of these 4 categories. It's a fact, you're one of these people. And the first person is gonna be someone who has played or who even has Overwatch on these other platforms and also has the Nintendo Switch. Should you get Overwatch on the Switch? Yes, buy it. Do not hesitate. The fact that you're able to roll over kids for at least the first 15 levels because you you have Overwatch experience pays for itself. It is so fun because it's like playing Overwatch for the first time, but you're like this juggernaut. You're unstoppable. The second kind of person is going to be someone who has a Nintendo Switch but does not have Overwatch and has never played Overwatch. Should you buy Overwatch? Yes, it is one of the greatest games of all time. It's not just because it's my main game on YouTube, it's genuinely a great and fun game, and if you can play with friends, it's an even better experience. The third kind of person is going to be someone who does not have a Switch and has never, ever played Overwatch. Should you buy Overwatch for the Switch and, in a sense, buy a Nintendo Switch? No, you should not. If you've never played video games before, it's kind of weird that you stumbled across this video. Maybe you're getting it for your kid who actually plays video games, but if you're looking to get into gaming, buy a console first and then get Overwatch. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars or heck even $500 on a PC. Just get Overwatch on a console and you'll get a much better experience. And the fourth kind of person, which I think a majority of you guys are going to be people that have played Overwatch or who even has Overwatch on a different platform but does not have a Switch. Should you buy Overwatch on the Switch and also buy a Nintendo Switch? No, you should not, unless you really want to be able to play Overwatch wherever you go. Not even necessarily just in a traveling sense, but if you're not able to play Overwatch on a TV, but you want to play it late at night while hiding it away from your parents, you're gonna be able to do that. If you've ever seen those memes about me as a kid playing Pokemon on my DS late at night and hiding underneath my pillow, that's exactly what you're gonna be able to do with your Nintendo Switch. You don't have to go into your living room or your game room to play Overwatch, and that's a good thing whether you're playing late at night or if your family is watching on the living room TV. One of my friends was saying how she wanted to get Overwatch on the Switch because her girlfriend actually watches the TV and kicks her off of her Xbox. Well, if she was able to play on a Nintendo Switch, now her girlfriend can watch TV while she's playing video games. So that's why that portability factor solves so many problems, whether it's traveling or maybe even just playing in your own household that only has one TV or maybe even no TVs. But if none of that is a problem for you and you're still on the fence of getting a Nintendo Switch, now it's in a different realm of me trying to convince you to get the Nintendo Switch. And here is what I'll say. The Switch is my top 3 favorite consoles of all time, right behind the Xbox 360 and the GameCube. But it's not just because I'm able to play it wherever I go, but it's also because it has one of the greatest libraries of games of all time. Mario Odyssey, Super Smash Bros, Overwatch Now, Link's Awakening, Splatoon 2, LA Noire, Monopoly. Those are some of my favorite games to play on the Switch that I can really only play on the Switch, whether it's portably or just on the Switch alone because they're first party titles. You just really need to think about and budget it because I know $400 is a lot for people. And if you're thinking about just playing Overwatch, well, you should probably start to play other games. One, because it'll be worth your while, but it's also because there's other good games out there. Overwatch is the greatest game of all time, but don't just limit yourself to just that game. Also experience what the Switch has to offer. And that is my review of Overwatch on the Switch. Is it a great port? Absolutely. It's still Overwatch on the Nintendo Switch, but it's an inferior way to play, but it's intentional inferior because of the fact that you're able to play wherever you go. And if that's worth your while, then yeah, you should probably get it because it's a great game on a great system and it has a reason to be on that system. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.